often people rarely get this, but Indian cuisine, though very stylish and though very fulfilling, can also get very, very modern and very 21st century if styled up with various different cuisines, various different styles. My Northwest mutton chops work really well with a sweet potato and egg salad and a dip on the side. Northwest in the making, Indianized, flavorful, yet a decadent meal truly styled with world cuisine. This makes Indian cuisine a prominent place on the world map. Let's get to creating it. While these Northwest frontier mutton chops, though very Indian, have the sweet essence of the Northwest frontier, you pair it with various different styles, a salad predominantly important and a dip just to marry the two together. To start off, into a cast iron, I'm going to use nearly 1/4 cup of oil, and this is going to aid in searing the meat. Searing these mutton chops, I'm using 2 kgs of mutton chops out here. Though a very European style of searing the meat, it just enables you to lock in the flavor and help them get the juiciest of consistency. Cook them 3 minutes on each side till they lock in all the flavors. Now while I've allowed these to sear for 3 minutes on each side, it's best to cook it in small batches so they have that perfect browning texture. Set them on the side in a bowl and get to cooking batch number 2 or batch number 3. Searing meat in small batches allow it to brown evenly, locking all the juices right in. And all you do is just reserve it in a bowl on the side and get to creating that gorgeous spice blend that creates the magic on a Northwest frontier mutton chops. All the crumbly bits that stick to the bottom just elevate this dish, and we are going to deglaze it with about 6 cardamom pods. I've just roughly opened them out so that they infuse with 2 black cardamom pods. 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, allow them to sizzle and infuse, along with 2-inch stick of cinnamon, and I'm using 3 baby bay leaves, just allowing them to splutter in, creating its magic. While we allow this to infuse for a minute to a minute and a half, in goes 10 cloves of garlic finely minced, along with 2.5-inch piece of ginger, which I've just finely chopped. Roughly it's about a tablespoon of chopped ginger. Just allow all this to sweat really well, infusing with one another and getting out that flavor profile apt with the Indian style of cooking. Out here you do not really want the ginger and garlic to brown, but you want it to release all its essential flavors. And the sweetness comes together with an overload of onions. So I've taken 6 really large red onions, sliced them up, and we're just going to saute them till they get a perfect golden brown. Precisely 8 minutes of sauteing the onions on the highest possible flame give you this amber colored slushy mass, and don't hesitate to scrape off all the gnarly bits at the bottom, which just enhance the overall dish. Into this goes 4 whole green chilies, and I prefer the spicier variant, just slit into half, and I'm adding them now so that they enhance the overall flavor, along with the dry ingredients. So in goes half a teaspoon of some turmeric powder, along with 4 teaspoons of this gorgeous red chili powder, that's the Kashmiri chili powder. Now while I'm using Kashmiri chili powder, you can use a smoked red paprika. It just gives it a very robusty, smoky flavor. Saute this for just about a minute. You do not want to burn the spices. And into this goes in 6 tomatoes, finely chopped. And saute away for another 4 to 5 minutes. As you begin to enjoy the dark red shades coming through, you know your tomatoes are about 80% done and you want the remaining to cook in the gravy. So in goes a cup, 250 mils of hot water because you do not want to reduce the temperature, and this makes the onion that slushy goodness of a gravy. As you bring this to a boil, it's time to add the seared mutton chops into this gravy. Drop the mutton chops in, give it a quick stir and add the remaining pieces in as well. You just want everything to cook in perfect harmony with each other. As you bring this to a roaring boil, all we're going to do is give it a fine sprinkle of some salt right at the end before we cover the lid and simmer this baby. So a good sprinkling of some salt is all that's required. A quick stir and we are ready to close this off for a good 45 minutes to an hour. This enables the meat to fall off the bone. Simmer this and cook it covered on the slowest possible flame. You can give it a stir half an hour through the process or just let it cook in its own fashion. Now while the mutton chops are working their magic cooking on the slowest possible simmer, I'm going to get to creating that arugula, sweet potato and egg salad. So all those three require one ingredient that should star and style through and that's some good old-fashioned stone ground mustard. So here I've got a heaped tablespoon of honey stone ground mustard. I'm going to take that sharpness off with some sweet muscatel white wine vinaigrette. About 30 ml of vinegar going in, and we're just going to drizzle some extra virgin olive oil. Slight whisking, another 20-30 mils, nothing more than that, just so that everything emulsifies really well. And we are going to dunk in the warm sweet potatoes that I have. So about 400 grams of sweet potatoes cut into large dices and boiled. Hot, you just put them in and give all this a generous tossing. I always feel that when you toss warm sweet potato into a vinaigrette, it really works its magic and gets into the sweet potato. So with that in goes about 400 grams of arugula lettuce. A large bowl never helped anyone work their way through this. So just give all this a good tossing. One bell pepper, red in color, cut into dices going in just for color, for nothing else but color. And 5 eggs that I've just boiled for 8 minutes, cut it into half and they go nestled into the salad. You don't need to do anything else other than give it a good sprinkling of some rosemary, lavender, sea salt. I like adding the rosemary, lavender, sea salt right at the end because I wanted to give it a fine mist on top of the eggs with my all-time favorite, freshly milled black pepper. So a quick toss and it's ready to chill, and this salad is perfect to accompany along with that mutton chops that are simmering away. As the mutton chops simmer away, they do not have too much of a gravy but a nice slushy consistency just to coat the chops. So while you have the mutton chops and you have the salad, you just need a dip to balance everything together and pair it along with either some flatbread or some naan or some paratha on the side. So out here we're going to create a cucumber dip, which is really simple. I've taken about 300 grams of English cucumber, cut it into cute little dices with the skin just to give it that additional green color. Into that goes half a bunch of dill leaves, finely shredded, just to permeate and infuse everything, along with 400 grams of whisked yogurt. I want a bit of creaminess, and that comes together with 200 mils of full fat cream, a slight seasoning of rosemary lavender sea salt. Out here, the lavender works its magic, balancing the dill and the cucumber, along with fine specks of some freshly milled black pepper. A quick stir, mix and chill. This dip is ready. A perfect saucy consistency, cold rather, but perfect to enjoy, along with that heat that the mutton chops brings and the coolness of the salad. 45 minutes, actually 50 minutes of allowing this to simmer to perfection. This gorgeous Northwest Frontier mutton chops are ready. All you need to do is give it a fine sprinkle of some coriander leaves, about 3 tablespoons, just to give it that burst of freshness and flavor. Switch off the flame and you're good to go. These gorgeous mutton chops, though Northwest Frontier styled with the sweetness that the onions bring to the entire dish, pairing this with a cucumber and dill dip along with a decadent sweet potato and egg salad truly makes this dish worldly, yet at the same time true to the essence of Indian cuisine. I hope you enjoyed creating this gorgeous amalgamation of 3 things coming together in perfect harmony. Pair it along with a paratha or a naan and you have a meal truly fit for a king. Don't forget to share loads of love by hitting on the like button, and as I always say, don't forget to subscribe.